How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's John and I'll give you regular space updates on what's going on with the Artemis mission, SpaceX and all that good stuff. In my last video I explained what Artemis will actually do. Today I want to look at the other side of the mission, the risks, the unknowns and how NASA plans for things that can't be rehearsed on Earth. So once the crew leaves low Earth orbit, they're no longer protected by Earth's magnetic field. That means high radiation exposure, longer communication delays, no quick rescue options. This is the first time NASA is testing modern life support systems in that environment with humans on board. Artemis II is the first flight of the SLS rocket and the Orion spacecraft. Both have been tested but never together and never with people. That's why this mission exists, to find issues early before a lunar landing is attempted. Re-entry is one of the biggest dangers. When Orion returns to Earth, it will hit the atmosphere at speeds faster than any crewed spacecraft since Apollo. The heat shield must survive temperatures hotter than molten lava. Artemis II will prove whether that system works exactly as designed or needs changing. And you're probably asking yourself, how are NASA going to manage these risks? NASA actually plans for failure by assuming something will go wrong anyway. There are actually abort modes at every phase of the flight. Redundant systems aboard Orion, continuous monitoring for mission control. The goal isn't perfection, it's survivability. If NASA wants to land astronauts on the moon again and eventually send humans further, missions like Artemis II are unavoidable. Risks can't be eliminated, it can only be understood and reduced. Artemis II is NASA proving it can manage deep space risk again, step by step. As launch week approaches, I'll keep breaking down what to watch for and why it matters. Over the next few weeks, we'll be seeing more signs that Artemis II is getting close. Things like final hardware rollouts, crew training updates, and system checkouts don't make headlines, but they're the moments engineers care about the most. These final checks are where problems are either caught early or forced to the surface. During the launch week itself, the focus shifts to the weather, range safety, and last-minute system validations. Even small issues can delay a mission, and that's normal for a flight of this complexity. What matters isn't speed, it's confidence. NASA would rather scrub a launch than push forward with unanswered questions, especially on a mission carrying astronauts beyond Earth orbit. Once Artemis II does launch, the mission doesn't end when the rocket clears the pad. The most important part begins after Orion separates and heads towards the moon. That's when NASA will be watching life support systems, navigation accuracy, and crew workload around the clock, because everything learned during those days in deep space shapes the missions that come next. Artemis II isn't just about one launch window, it's about proving that humans can operate safely far from Earth, once again, one mission at a time. Because once astronauts leave low Earth orbit, there's no quick rescue. Their communications are delayed, systems have to work for the first time, and the crew has to rely on training and their procedures. And they also have to rely on each other in ways we haven't tested in decades. Artemis II is about rebuilding that deep space experience step by step. Every hour the crew spends beyond Earth's protected bubble feeds data back to the engineers on the ground. Data on radiation exposure, system reliability, navigation accuracy, and how humans actually function that far from home. This mission answers questions that simulations can't. How does Orion behave over multiple days in space? How do astronauts adapt to the workload and isolation? And how well do ground teams respond when unexpected things happen? If Artemis II succeeds, it doesn't just clear the path for Artemis III, it restores something we've been missing since Apollo. And that is confidence, guys. Confidence that humans can travel beyond the Earth's orbit once again. Not just once, but repeatedly and safely. And that's why this mission matters more than it might seem at the first glance. As launch week gets closer, so many eyes are on this mission, even if it doesn't look dramatic on the surface. There's no landing, there's no flags, no giant leap. Just 4 astronauts, a brand new spacecraft, and a journey farther from Earth than any human has travelled in over 50 years. Artemis II is about rebuilding trust in the hardware, in the planning, and in our ability to send people safely into deep space once again. If this mission goes right, everything that follows becomes possible. And if something doesn't, NASA learns it here before humans attempt something far more dangerous. So as the countdown continues, this isn't just another launch to watch. It's the moment where the next era of human spaceflight quietly proves it's ready to begin, guys. Over the coming days, this mission will shift from headlines and renderings to actual reality. Real engines, real risks, real humans flying farther from Earth than anyone alive today has ever been. While Artemis II won't touch the lunar surface, it sets the tone for everything that comes next, from the first steps near the South Pole to long-term missions beyond the Moon. I'll be here breaking it all down as it happens, what to watch for, what matters, and what this mission really tells us about where human spaceflight is headed next. And that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll catch up with you in the next one. Take care.